Okay, while you poor schmucks are back inland in Portland and the Valley and sweltering in 90-something heat, I'm out here in Lincoln City in a cool 60-something degrees, hardly any wind. Not to rub it in or anything, but to quote The Simpsons, or a character from The Simpsons, ha ha, here's what I'm dealing with.
A few hours before sunset, I arrive, and Lincoln City is lovely, although traffic is a bit of a madhouse. Apparently, everyone is trying to get away from it all, and by doing so, they're bringing it all with them. The skies are mostly blue, and the sun is trying to beat down through the cooler coastal air, but there's this curious fog off to the south, which made things real interesting when I later tried to zip down to Newport. But before I do anything, including hitting the beach to make fun of you for not being here, I settle into one of my favorite little motels on the entire coast, Whistling Winds. It's a quaint one, and rather historic too. Inside, you'll find this amazing decor of wood and river rock, a specialty of the owner, who's an expert at all that remodeling stuff. And for some reason, there's a palm tree or two on the grounds, obviously hating life in this cold, coastal environment. Then it's through the big fog bank, through Depot Bay, and dinner was in Newport at the fabulous Bay 839 with a view like this. Awesome! After a brief bit of rest at my stunning little motel room back in Lincoln City, it's off to the bars to go get all liquored up and do some karaoke. That's right, that's me there, getting all looped and talking trash about the hideous woman that's been hitting on me. Yeah, you don't want to know.
So it's early afternoon, I'm hungover as heck. I've got some sort of cold, so I sound like, I don't know, I don't sound like I'm from this earth. And traffic is insane right now in Lincoln City. And I'm just trying to take a right turn, and I'm going to be here for about 10 minutes.
I do, however, make it to a great little Thai place on 101 called Jasmine Thai Restaurant. Now, I'm not normally into Thai food, but here it was really good, and I absolutely stuffed my face.
They're starting to look at me funny. They're wondering what I'm doing with this camera. I don't know if you can hear me. I can barely talk. I feel like I'm either a schizophrenic person or who's talking to himself, or somebody who's doing something bad that he shouldn't be doing.
With a full stomach and a fuzzy head, it's time to go explore some nature.
So here I am at this park in Lincoln City on Celeste Bay, and things are, what's really odd here is that things really are tilted at an angle in real life here. Alright, what's even odder is just me making that up, huh?
Today is measurably windier, but it's still fairly warm, and the clouds are doing these really cool things where they're going really fast. But it's the beach, and it's always magical, and frankly, I don't care what the weather is out there. One of my favorite beaches is this little hidden one, just a half block from the Whistling Winds. While so many of Lincoln City's beaches can be pretty populated, this one is one of a handful that isn't. And oh yeah, my friends and I have nicknamed the town Drinkin' City, because we're barflies. Then it's time to head south to Newport, that is. I never get tired of this view as you approach the town. Unfortunately, I lost some of the coolest footage I took of this weekend. Close-up video of whales spouting and churning in the water. Yeah, sure. Maybe you don't believe me. You just think I made it up to tease you. Well, what do you want? This video's freaking free. And then I keep going south, and further south, until I'm almost to Yachats, and it's here where the weather suddenly gets a little bit goofy. And so do the adventures.
Along the stretch of coastline just north of Yachats, there's dozens of little streets heading off to the west, and they all have the names of states on them. So I think I'll take one of these. It shouldn't yield anything too crazy.
like nothing horrible like, say, bears. And then what do I find? This little gem. It warns, it's a warning for the neighbors, actually, to keep a watch on their garbage, make noise at night, but it also tells you how to find bear poop. And then what happens when you're walking around, you see this. Is this bear poop? Is this bear poop? So I get down here, and there's kind of a cool little beach down here. All sorts of interesting boulders and stuff, and then this stuff kind of looks like something out of Planet of the Apes where they hung up humans or something. Thanks to a grumbling stomach, it's time for dinner at the Landmark in Yachats, where they have the most killer Italian cuisine I've had since I was in Europe. Plus, the view kicks major behind. I order my usual fave, the spaghetti and meatballs, and tragedy strikes. They're out of meatballs. Yes, I was bummed, but apparently the staff panicked just a little. So what was your reaction when you found out that it was me that ordered the...
Oh my God, it's the meatball man. The meatball man has no meatballs. That was my reaction. Because I've known you. I've served you many times. And so now you're crying in your spaghetti meat.
Yachats is rather curious in that it's the only Oregon town that I know of that has a sales tax. This is how I see things, by the way. It's not just the camera. But I don't partake in the bar fun. Since I've got a cold, I stay home, I'm a good boy, and I slave away on my laptop for beachconnection.net all night. Then it's time to hit Newport's Nye Beach area and one of my big favorites, Village Bistro and Deli. These folks changed how I thought about food, really. Upscale imported meats and cheeses reign supreme, and the view is astounding. They've got a barbecue pork sandwich that beats the pants off anything I've had in ultra foodie Portlandia, and a Tuscan turkey sandwich that's kind of like crack for me as well. Oh yeah, and their house-made pate. One of my big jokes is that it's better than sex. So the day ends at a very windy northern end of Lincoln City that's smothered and packed with tourists and families, and this guy that's about to get yanked into the air by some giant multicolored thing.